Hello there, and welcome back to the channel, and my little bit of Mexico. As a British person, I don't need to get a visa to enter the United States. I just need to fill out some form called an ESTA, which is, as it says here, an electronic system for travel authorization. And this form costs me $40 to get into the United States. I remember it was like $6 or $10 at one point. How prices have changed. Anyway, yesterday, on the 10th of December 2025, the US introduced a new rule for applicants for their ESTA to travel into the US. It wasn't just people from the UK, it was Aussies, New Zealanders, and also people from Germany. In previous times, all you had to do on an ESTA form was fill out the details of your passport and complete like 5-6 questions, I think it was. So you had like basic questions that you had to fill in. But I always remember there were two rather weird questions, which were also actually on the green card, the entry form you had to fill in when you entered the US. One of those questions was, are you or have you ever been involved in terrorist activities? And you just had to answer yes or no. Kind of a weird question to ask. I mean, if you happen to be a member of Al-Qaeda or some other terrorist organization, you might be saying to yourself, you know what, I'm just going on holiday to the United States and I'm not going to be doing any terrorist activity in the 2 weeks that I go to the Grand Canyon. What a weird question. The second similarly bizarre question related to drugs, which was also a yes or no question relating to are you or have you ever been involved in drug dealing? Yes or no. So I guess most drug dealers would also answer it in a similar way that the average Al-Qaeda member would answer. But this rule that came in yesterday means that if you want to go into the US, you now have to supply 5 years of your social media content and all the things that you've done on Facebook, Instagram, and whatever else. And you also have to add in details of all of your relatives, their phone numbers, and their dates of birth. Why? What bearing does that have on entering the United States? It's bizarre. And who, with social media, can account and remember what they did 5 years ago? It's so bizarre. Just why? It all seems rather intrusive to me, doesn't it? I mean, you give them the information which you feel is quite innocent, and then it's up to US immigration to decide if you can actually come into the country. I mean, why? It's just so insane. But these days, who really wants to visit the United States? Nobody in Europe or Canada really wants to do that kind of thing. I think this rule will also affect you if you happen to be in transit. You know, you're not going to visit the United States, you just happen to be there in an airport and you're going to travel on to Europe or, from me, the UK to visit friends and family, or any other place. I have a feeling somehow that I may be on the banned list from various things that I have maybe or maybe not mentioned about the orange demented idiot that happens to be residing in the White House. Oh dear. That probably got me banned, hasn't it? Can you imagine the chaos and low numbers that there will be for the World Cup in 2026? I mean, the chaos at airports while they look through every single person's social media. Or do you have to put a whole list of things in your ESTA application? They haven't really made it that clear. I mean, are you going to add it before and then find out your ESTA has been rejected? Or do you have to wait in line for like 20, 30 minutes per person while they look at your Facebook page? I don't know. It's so bizarre. So, as I said, the World Cup, I think it's going to have very low numbers. And at the moment, tourism in the United States is not the best as it has been before. I mean, who really wants to visit La La Land these days? It is, I don't know. How can one man destroy a complete country, especially its tourism, by instilling, adding, and doing various things to make people hate what used to be apparently a very nice country to visit? And I've been to Texas, and some things are quite nice. I like Austin. But yeah, now it's, I don't know, it's just such a ridiculous place to want to visit. Oh well. So I think my future travel plans, if I want to go to Europe from Mexico, or back home, as I've said, to visit friends and family, I'm going to have to change my route. It may be a little more expensive while I decide to travel to Mexico City, because Monterrey, although it has a good airport, you can't fly direct to Europe. So I think from now on, I will have to go through Mexico City. I don't like Mexico City Airport, but, well, these days needs must. And I will have to travel via Mexico City to Europe and back home to the UK. Although I have found that if you want to travel to the UK in a more affordable way, then Cancun is the best place to go. Monterrey, Cancun. Use one of the planes run by Virgin Airlines or Thomas Cook, probably, and you get on one of the tourist flights that go from places like Manchester or other airports to Mexico. I think that's probably a cheaper alternative. There you go. Life has changed since the orange furor has taken over the United States. So, there's another rant over. I wouldn't say did you enjoy it, but maybe it had some informative bits to it. So please like and subscribe from those buttons below. Thank you all for watching. Bye for now.